everybody. Welcome to this edition of For the Health of It. We are with Jerry DeJane here at Fine Tune Fitness in Poland. And of course, as we change from the old year to the new year, a lot of people are thinking, I want a new me. And you're saying, wait just a minute, huh?
Yes, Catherine. I mean, like I said before, I've been doing this as a living for the last 3 decades, or close to it anyway, and it's always that New Year's resolution, health and fitness New Year's resolution, and most of the time, it doesn't work.
Sure.
By February, it's bye-bye. So, if you're ready to do it, do it. We get a lot of calls this time of year, believe it or not, and they're like, well, maybe I should wait till the first year. I'm like, hey, listen, if you're ready to go, let's go.
Right.
If you're ready, you're ready.
Sooner the better.
The sooner the better. The window's probably only that big as far as fitness and health goes. Jump through it before it closes.
Right, when you're feeling motivated.
When
it's
you're
a small
yes,
window.
Because motivation comes and goes.
It does.
You have to be, motivation does this, the commitment should do this.
Oh, yeah.
Discipline and commitment should be
steady.
here.
Mm-hmm.
Motivation just gets turned off and on constantly.
Right. I know my motivation goes up after I feast on all the holiday greatness. I'm like, I gotta go now.
Yes, absolutely.
I gotta get to work. Right.
But that motivation, that's fine, but it's gonna come and go. I always tell everybody, do you think I'm motivated to work out 4 or 5 days a week as long as I've been doing this? We're just committed.
Right.
It's a commitment.
It takes the place of motivation eventually.
Yes, discipline.
Sure.
Discipline, that's in anything in life.
Sure. And also, you don't want to dive into it too deep, too fast when you start working out.
No, that's when you, and guys are the worst at that. We are bad at that. We try to get it all done in a week.
Yeah. And that'll make you change your mind real quickly.
Real fast. Real fast. I just worked with a male client this week to where, you know, he's working out hard before and he got out of it. Anyway, I want to get him back in and just stay consistent, just stay committed.
Okay.
Yes.
And I always think that the hardest part of any workout is just beginning it. And once you get to the gym, or once you get on that treadmill, or once you get outside to run, that's the first step, and that's always the hard step.
It's getting through that door, yes.
Yeah.
It's getting through the door. Yeah. Without a doubt, but
and
yes,
then once you get going, it's great. You're and there's not a better feeling than having your workout done.
Yep.
So that motivates you as you get through the workout, knowing that it's going to be over with and
get it behind you.
Yeah.
Get it behind you.
Right.
But yeah, as far as the New Year's resolution goes, like I said, guys, if you're ready, you're ready. I don't care what time of year it is. Dive in, yes, and dive in, like I said, like you said, just slowly and consistent. That's it.
Okay, we're going to focus today on core, though, because that is an area that a lot of people are very concerned about, especially this time of year. And of course, we know the most effective way to keep a good core comes in the kitchen and eating right.
Yep.
But it doesn't hurt to kind of work on those muscles.
Oh, yeah, to keep you functional, just to kind of keep you strong.
Okay.
Yes. So
Bosu Ball.
The Bosu
We're using the Bosu Dome. I love these things.
What we're going to do first is we're just going to work right around the core, right around the world. So what we're going to do first, Catherine, you get on that one, and you can just follow me. And I want your rear end kind of close to the floor.
Okay.
But don't let it touch.
Gotcha.
Because we want to elongate the core. We want to kind of go back this way. So there's a progression here. We can do a couple this way, to where you're back and you come back up and you drape. Now, if you want a little bit harder, just go right here, but keep your elbows flat and really drape across. Come on up. Catherine might be a little more mobile in her core than me. She's probably moving a little more, but you want to keep the hips down. They do not want to come up, and really drape.
So you really want a lot of range in this, is what you're saying.
Yes, you do. Yeah, because I could tell that you have more mobility as far as in your core to kind of come back in your back.
Yeah, right.
Your thoracic spine, to where you can really take it back and come right on.
This does feel a lot different than a regular crunch or sit-up.
Crunches, I'm really not a big fan on crunches, but you have to watch that.
So this is a variation.
Yes. Now the next one, we're going to go on our side here. And we've all done side planks. We're going to add to it a little bit with the dome. And it's reactive, so it's going to kind of work your shoulders somewhat. And you could stack your feet just like this. If this is too hard, you can kind of go here.
Sure.
We're going to go right into stacking, because both of us, I think, can do this.
Okay.
And we can put our hand right on our hip.
Appreciate
and
the confidence.
We're going to lift Keep everything straight. I have issues with this. Sometimes I'm dipping, but I want everything straight. And you could hold it. If you want to add to it, you bring it down, come up out of it. Bring it down, come right on out of it.
Really good for the obliques.
Oh yeah.
Right.
And really get the hip high and all the way down, full range. One more time. And good. Even that, guys, I start dipping my chin in here. Do not do that. Look straight ahead.
Okay.
Look straight ahead. Okay, now we're going to go around the back of it. We're going to go for the lower back. Work right around the core. Sorry that I kind of look a little rough getting down, but my knees feeling awesome. Anyway, we're draping right here.
I love getting a little older, huh?
Oh, no. Now, we're just going to kind of keep our legs quiet.
Okay.
You still want to squeeze your cheeks, and we can go right underneath our chin. We're going to drape down, come right on up and squeeze.
Oh, great.
Drape down, come right on up and squeeze.
We forget about working our backs.
Yes, we do. We forget about that, the back side. Squeeze. Keep cueing yourself to squeeze. Couple more. One more time. And good.
So
Now,
as far as reps go, though, I mean, you keep going until you don't think you can do one more, and then you do one more.
Yeah, I would say so, yes. Yeah, you
Right.
definitely. I mean, on here, you can keep the volume up.
Okay.
I'm talking 15.
Sure.
You know, even 20 if you can. This is something, once you get the hang of it, you can definitely kind of bring something like this, definitely.
Okay.
The side planks, you know, that's probably going to come down, but you have to kind of play with that.
Right.
Now, the last one, planks. Straight planks. Everyone says they can do 2 minutes of this or 3 minutes holding the plank. Guys, if you're doing 2 to 3 minutes holding the plank, you're not doing it right. You have to learn to squeeze all the way up through the body. If you're doing just a straight plank with no other props and you think you're holding it there for 2 minutes, you're probably not doing it right. So, how I always like to cue is, let's get into position there, Catherine.
Okay.
And I want you to push your feet into the floor.
Okay.
Then squeeze the cheeks, and they have to stay there. Tighten the core, don't suck it in, just tighten it.
Tighten it like you're going to be punched.
Yes, like someone's going to tackle you, got it. And then stick the chest out.
Oh my gosh, lots to think about.
Yep, just go right to the body, Catherine. Feet, cheeks, core, chest.
Okay.
Feet, cheeks, core, chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And if you're cueing yourself constantly that way, did you start to kind of shake a little bit?
Right, yeah.
Yes, you're going to definitely feel it that way. Feet, cheeks, core, chest.
It does make a difference. So it's kind of more of an isometric move
Yes, it
than
is.
I think it's being given credit for.
Yes,
Right.
it is. You're holding. You can kind of slide your hands out a little bit and make it a little bit tougher, but I mean, if you're doing it that way, truly doing it that way, you probably aren't going to make it to 2 minutes.
Okay, good to know.
Probably,
you know
if
you're
you're
doing it right.
if you're doing it that way, truly doing it that way, you should be, you know.
Because there are some people who've broken world records with planks going
I didn't know that.
hours.
Yeah, well, they were probably just
crazy.
kind of sitting there on the phone, this and that. I mean, yeah.
Right, they're relaxed.
They're
Their body's relaxed
yes.
in
I
that
wonder if there's any
position.
coaches that are trying to, you know, seeing, you know, if they're tightened up, because I mean, you have to tighten.
Tighten for it to make a difference.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good to know. So a lot of variety. I mean, there's so many muscles groups that we have in our core that really, you got to get them all.
Oh yeah, it's
in
just
order
not
to get
this.
the effect.
Yeah, it's just not the mirror muscles. Yeah, it's everything else. Even your hips, your hip flexors, your glutes. I mean, that's all.
Right.
That's all core.
Very
yes.
good. Okay, very good. Core it is. We'll take off some of that holiday feast.
Along with
off of our
eating
core.
right.
Along with eating, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Speaking of eating, we're going to go over to the nutrition side. Karen Kawolics, our nutritionist, showed us a great recipe earlier this fall. You'll love it. It'll keep you toasty and warm all winter long, too. And welcome back to For the Health of It. Here on the nutrition side, we're focusing now on making the most of seasonal vegetables, especially as we go into the fall season. There's plenty of vegetables to be had and plenty of recipes to be made. Karen Kawolics joins us now. She is a registered dietitian who has fantastic ideas for making the most of our local produce this time of year.
Yes, when you head into the grocery store, you're going to see many different types of squash. What I have here today is a spaghetti squash, and it gets its name because when you bake it and scrape out the inside, it actually looks like spaghetti and can be used as a substitute.
I started doing the spaghetti squash just a couple years ago, and I remember the first time someone gave it to me, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good, and being so surprised on how good it really is and how much it can substitute spaghetti.
You know, the biggest challenge with spaghetti squash, probably many of our viewers have bought a spaghetti squash, left it on the counter, and never made it because it's so hard to cut it.
True.
When you go on YouTube, you will see thousands of videos on how to prepare a spaghetti squash. A lot of times people will poke holes in it and stick it in the microwave. Okay. But baking is so much better if you can get someone to cut it for you. My husband always has to cut it for me. And how we cut a spaghetti squash is you just cut first. I found the easiest is to cut the stem off. Okay, and then you need somebody really strong to stand it up and take the knife all the way through. And what you'll notice when you cut your spaghetti squash is that it looks like a cantaloupe on the inside.
Or a pumpkin.
Yeah, a cantaloupe or a pumpkin on the inside. Yes. So what you want to do is scrape the inside out. So when you're microwaving, this is all left in there. To scrape it out, you just take a spoon, just like that, and just pull it all out. So Catherine, if you want to take that over,
really
go
you're
ahead.
trying to get the seeds and all the kind of flesh, I suppose, that's around the seeds, right?
And you can just take it out and throw it into that bowl if you'd like.
Okay.
So you throw that part out, but I also have baked the seeds. I've rinsed that off and throw the seeds in with the spaghetti squash and let it cook on the sides. So
it smells like a pumpkin.
It does.
It smells like pumpkin.
So when you're to bake it, what you want to do is anywhere from 350 to 400 degrees, and you want to put your spaghetti squash. Now, it's done differently. Different people do it different ways. I like to put my spaghetti squash facing up and spray a little cooking spray on the top and bake it for about 45 minutes because I can just stick my fork in and see if it's done. A lot of people put them face down.
Yeah.
That's really more common, but I found that putting it face up was a little bit easier, easier way to know if it's done in the texture that I want it to be.
Oh, very interesting.
So today, that's kind of what it looks like, and you definitely want to get as much as you can. We'd probably, if we had more time, we'd scrape the rest of this out, and then you just spray some cooking spray on it, put it in the oven. So we'll go ahead and just set this aside for now.
But all that is really kind of edible anyway.
Yeah, the seeds are edible, absolutely. You could probably throw the rest of it in a smoothie in a good blender. I don't know how it would taste, but
that's a good idea.
If you want to use every bit of it.
Sure.
So when it comes out, this is how it looks. And if you want to just dig your fork in and just kind of scrape a little bit off to show the audience, you just scrape it out, and it actually does look like spaghetti.
Look at this, and it comes up so easy.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Mine has never come out that easy. And these are really pretty firm, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like an al dente type of spaghetti going on.
Well, that is an important point because today what we're going to do is take this spaghetti squash and we're going to cook it again. We're going to saute it. So if you're just going to be eating it right away as is with maybe some butter on it or some tomato sauce, you might want it a little softer. I left it a little bit crunchier because we're going to cook it again.
Okay.
And I have a really, really easy recipe.
Because this just keeps coming out, too.
Yeah, you do get a ton out of one.
Definitely.
So first of all, we want to either use some olive oil or cooking spray. And basically what I'm going to do is just saute some garlic and onions. And again, I use the jar garlic. Professional chefs probably don't use this, but
they should learn to.
If it's easy, it gets eaten. And this is much easier, especially for someone who's a new cook or you're cooking for a family and you just want to get it done quick and you have no garlic on hand.
And it starts the aroma right away.
Oh, it does.
Once you get it going. And then onions add to that, too.
Now, I used a yellow onion because it's what I had in my refrigerator.
Okay.
You can use whatever type of onion you like. I feel it's a little more mellow taste. Mm-hmm. So we're just going to let this saute up a bit till it gets brown. We can put the lid back on it for a second. And we'll be adding, you can add your favorite vegetables in, whatever you like.
So you're kind of going for a primavera type of a thing.
Well, there's no sauce on this other than the olive oil and the garlic and the vegetables.
Oh, okay.
We can top it with some cheese to give it to give it a little bit of that flavor. Okay, so the next thing we're going to throw in is probably about maybe a cup of tomatoes.
Okay.
And we're just going to let that cook up a little bit, and we can throw our mushrooms in.
And she cut up a bunch of mushrooms, pretty big cuts. Of course, they shrink down.
They will shrink down. So we're just going to put our lid on that and let that cook for a few minutes, and we'll come back to it and flip it over every couple minutes. Okay, a few minutes have passed, and I think our vegetables are very well cooked now.
They're steaming.
So we're going to I like to add a little bit of spinach, and spinach does not take a long time to cook down. And this is a pre-washed bag spinach. It makes life so easy.
The health benefits of just what's in here are pretty good.
Oh yeah,
right?
and this smells
tomatoes and mushrooms, and you got some olive oil in there a little bit, and of course spinach is incredible.
Your healthy fats. So we're going to cook that down, and now the last part is our spaghetti squash. And as I mentioned earlier, I didn't cook this quite 100% because it'll cook a little more. Yep, with this mixture here.
Oh, what an
so
awesome
you can see,
dish.
I mean, this container holds about 6 cups. So this came from one spaghetti squash, six cups. Isn't that beautiful?
That's awesome. I mean, and it's all just great, natural, whole food. And to think about the dish this makes, again, for a few days, too.
And the taste is just amazing. As we were talking off camera earlier, a cup of whole wheat pasta, which I believe for variety in the diet, is about 200 calories.
And that's whole wheat, too.
Yes, whole wheat.
Which is the healthier version, of course, healthier than the white pasta.
The calories will be the same in the white and the wheat, but the wheat has more natural fiber. Okay. This is 42 calories per cup. Oh, so you can have basically almost 4.5 cups of this to 1 cup of pasta.
And guilt-free calories, too, because all this is really great stuff for your body.
So we're going to serve this up here real quick. And you can top this with some Parmesan or feta. Whatever
I could also see, and I think I saw this in something that you sent me earlier, that maybe even putting some shrimp on it, or maybe some kind of a protein on it.
That's what I do. I do like you do just the spaghetti squash with a good jar sauce if you're in a hurry. I like the Little Italy sauce is my favorite because it doesn't have a lot of added sugar.
And local.
Yes. And look at how beautiful that looks.
Oh my goodness, Karen. And this is Karen's recipe, so that really says a lot about all she puts into making sure that she comes up with healthy dishes that taste good. I mean, that's something to be really proud of.
Very filling. It's pretty hot. I don't know if you want to try some on camera.
Oh, I can handle it. That is wonderful.
Isn't that gorgeous?
It smells wonderful, and this does look like a dish that you'd find in a fancy Italian restaurant somewhere. Maybe they'll pay you for this recipe.
Probably others have made it, but it's just vegetables that I like that I threw together, and you can do any type of vegetables with this. But this is kind of a unique twist. Americans are not getting in enough fruits and vegetables more importantly, we're very low in that area. So this is a way to get your daily servings in.
This is awesome. I might actually even cook this. Anyone who knows me knows that I don't cook, so that says a lot about how impressed I am with this dish altogether. Mushrooms taste so good when they're cooked, and they add so much flavor to any kind of a vegetable-based dish, pasta-based dish. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Karen. And of course, you can find the recipe. I always put her recipes on my Facebook page if you're looking for something a little bit more creative to do. Great thing to maybe rehearse a little bit over on the weekend, right?
Yes,
absolutely. Practice a little bit on the weekend. And of course, making the most out of our fall vegetables altogether. So thank you so much, Karen Kawolics, for being with us, and thanks so much for clicking into For the Health of It. Make it a great day.